Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of StefyKaT. Today I'm going to talk about the 4 minor arcanas. I did a few videos of the major arcanas and I didn't want to describe the minor arcanas like that, mainly because these cards are a lot, So let's go ahead and get a brief description of the minor arcanas. Of course, there are 4 of them. There's the earth, air, fire, and water, which is the pentacle, the sword, the wands, and the cups. Now I'm getting my information through the Tarot for One. I recommended this by Courtney Weber on another video. If you want to go ahead and see that, it's in my videos as well. I want to talk to you guys about them separately because each of the minor arcanas have a meaning behind them. All of those cards in the Pentacle section, which represents Earth, represent pretty much money. The situation in that section, if you get one of those cards, has either to do with money or work or your physical body health. That's pretty much what those cards will generically represent, is your personal self and your financial status. And so that's the pentacle, coin, or disc, depending on what kind of cards you get. Each deck has a individually separate type of design, art, form, and some people like to represent it as a coin or as rocks or as, something with earth, something stone. And so that's the pentacle. The sword, represented by air, is pretty much in your mind, your mental stability. Earth was body, sword is mind. It has to do with significance with communication, thought, conflict, and movement. So if you're blocking your mind, you don't want to do something, you're afraid of doing something, this situation, if you find any sword cards whenever you're doing tarot and a sword card comes out, it's mainly having to do with your mental state, your thought process. Maybe you need to stop and rethink about something. Maybe you need to allow something to happen because you are thinking too much about it and it's not good for you. So that is the sword minor arcana. And then we go on to the wands, which represents fire. Fire is pretty much spirit. The spirit in yourself. Its significance is, creation, creativity, sexuality, inspiration, and drive. So the spirit, the hope, the encouragement, that burst of energy that you get, different situations have, and your sexuality, of course, maybe, I know there's a lot of huge, big steps that the LGBT community is taking in this century, and, maybe you're conflicted, what if you do like this person or you don't like this person, who should you trust in this type of situation? Now that the world is changing and people are actually speaking up for themselves and they're actually standing for something, representing something, where do you stand in this? If a wand card comes out, you'll know that it has something to do with your drive, your inspiration, using that fire in you to ignite some type of passion, maybe. So that is what the wands in the tarot card represent. And then, of course, the final one, but not the least one, of course, is the water element represented by cups. The heart is what that realm is. Its significance is emotion, relationships, family, ancestry, and inheritance. So maybe you're having troubles in a relationship or with a family member, and one of these cards comes up, which is the cup. It means a time of reflection, a time of looking in your heart and realizing, maybe I should take a stop, or not a stop, but like even an action. It's just movements. The way you react to something, the way you show, whether you are, I don't know whether to say grateful or truly happy for what you have and you don't want to take it for granted. The cups represent emotion in general. How you feel towards somebody, how you feel towards something, some type of situation. These cards will help you through some of those situations. Now each cup of the minor, each card in the minor arcanas are different, and they do have different significance for each other. Some decks don't even have the king, the queen, the joker, and not the joker, the page and the knight. You know, some of them don't have that. Some of them have other cards, but depending on which deck you finally, you know, settle down with, that's the type of deck that you just realize, you know, this is like my beginner's tarot deck. I only use it to read other people's tarot because I feel like a lot of people are more connected with that. That's more like a universal deck, and they are more able to get the sense of what they need to be doing, of what the cards are actually telling them. And once again, these cards, when they tell you something, when they speak to you, it's not a you have to do that. You know, this is what you have to do. It's not something like that. It's completely an option. You know, tarot decks are merely just look at these options. This is what can happen. This is what most likely could happen. You know, if you really work on something, if you really do this type of scenario, if you really try, this might really happen. You know, it's a way to give you guys hope. It's a way to, and the universe, like I said, is not against you. It's just you need to listen to the small signs, and the tarot decks seem to have a way of opening those doors for people. You know, maybe they haven't thought of this type of situation or scenario before, and now that the cards have shown it to them, oh wait, that sounds even better than what I was thinking about before. So yeah, when you're going into tarot, always keep your mind open about the situations. The major arcanas are, you know, cards that you should be looking out for, but the minor arcanas help that situation go with a good flow, you know. And like I said, the universe is not against you. You're not gonna, a lot of people are afraid to try tarot because they're afraid of what's going to be shown. It's not likely going to happen if you don't want it to. You know, if you think positive, if you get a death card or the devil card, it doesn't mean, oh, you're going to die. You know, it means that maybe a type of relationship you're in, or a type of bad situation that you're in, that you're going through, it's going to come to an end. You know, that's a way for a new beginning. It's a way to open the doors. Not everything that is in tarot is negative. It's not always going to point to you dying tomorrow. You know, I have yet to see that happen. But, you know, it gives you options. You know, you could be thinking about, what do I do today? You know, go swimming, or go play with friends, or go watch a movie. You know, maybe the cards show you maybe you should just read a book and relax. Oh, I never thought of something like that. That sounds a lot more better than going out and doing something because I want to relax in my home my day off, you know? It just gives you another option, another path to go through. And sometimes it gives you answers to, well, if you're in a bad situation, it points you to another path that gets you off of that bad situation. You know, you just have to keep your mind open and relax and let the cards, you know, give you that information. You know, you could take it or you can leave it. You don't really have to do anything with that information. You know, it's just something there for you. So yeah, that's the minor arcanas, and some advice, I guess. But thank you for watching. I do appreciate all your comments on Facebook and all the followings and the subscriptions on YouTube. And I thank, of course, the interactions on Twitter that I get. It's always fun to hear from you guys. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I love doing these videos with you, and hopefully the next videos are my last videos in this apartment because I am moving. So I might stop for a little bit, but I'll be right back in it as soon as we get settled down. Other than that, I thank you guys for watching. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day.